Are we ready to go? Check.
Yes.
Foster, eu costumo dizer que a voz do povo é a voz de Deus. Então, vocês pediram e nós abrimos Sound School. Sound School chegou. Novo Sound School 5.0 chegou agora em 2020 e as nossas inscrições abrem no dia 9 de março de 2020. Então, você que estava aguardando por isso, querendo uma vaga, né, para fazer parte desse curso incrível que nós fizemos com muito amor, vai lá no inglesnuecrupodcast.com, deixa o seu e-mail, nós vamos avisar por e-mail, nós vamos avisar por aqui, nós vamos avisar por Instagram, qualquer lugar que estão abertas as inscrições. Você tem alguma coisa mais a falar?
Yeah, please do it. We've been doing this for a long time. This is the 5th version of Sound School. We've worked with almost 1,000 students and we've learned a lot. So we've really learned how to make the course better, how to improve your English faster, have more fun in the process, and really start speaking fluently. And it's awesome. We will get on with the show after a quick word from our sponsors.
Você que ainda está esperando para fazer uma aula de graça lá no Cambly, hoje é o dia, agora é a hora, esse é o momento. Eu tô aqui tentando dar motivação para você todos os dias, né, com o meu aprendizado aqui no Inglês no Micro Rádio, mostrando para vocês a minha evolução. E essa minha evolução só acontece porque eu falo, eu me comunico, eu parei de travar. E a gente quer que vocês façam o mesmo lá com o Cambly. Cambly.com, o aplicativo do Cambly, inscreva-se, coloca o seu e-mail, depois em minutos grátis, lá no seu menu você coloca Inglês no Micropodcast. Dessa forma você ganha uma aula de graça para testar e aí você pode montar o seu plano de acordo com o que você quer. Tem uma ambulância ou polícia chegando, eu não sei, Cambly, perdão por isso, nós estamos gravando do lado de fora. Então é isso, galera. Vai lá. Cambly, C-A-M-B de bola L-Y, está te esperando hoje.
You have to call the fire trucks because Cambly's so hot. Let's get on with the show.
Now, on with the show.
Hello, hey, sweet people, and welcome to another episode of Inglês no Rádio. My name is Foster, and as always, I am here with...
Alexia, hello everyone.
Hey, Alexia, how are you?
I'm fine, what about you?
I am doing wonderfully. Happy Monday. It's not really Monday, but when you hear this, it will be Monday.
It won't. It will be Thursday.
What?
Yes, I just showed you, amor. It will be Thursday.
Let's just start again. Broke my own rule. We're not supposed to talk about dates.
Come on.
Take two. Hello, hey, sweet people, and welcome to another episode of Inglês no Rádio. My name is Foster, and as always, I am here with...
Alexia, hi everyone.
Hey, Alexia, how are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. What about you?
I'm doing great. Doing great.
Doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing excellently, thank you. So this week on the show, or at least for the next couple of episodes, we are going to talk about generations.
Yes, generations.
Does that make you think of a song?
No.
Talking about my generation.
No.
That's a good song. Okay, so we were talking about generations, things like baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, the greatest generation. All of these crazy things that have names, and we never really understood exactly what they were talking about. That's what we're going to talk about this week.
Yes. So I think that generations, they explain a lot about how our parents think, about how our grandparents think, about how we think, and how about the next people in the world will think.
Yeah. So I think one of the reasons why people are interested in generations in general, number one, is kind of this desire to understand other people that are not necessarily your age or from a different generation. But I also think that humans we have a tendency to categorize people. It's a lot easier if people are in groups that we can understand and say, okay, this person was born in between these years. These are kind of some good rules to help me think about those kind of people.
Yes, but I also think that it's not because we want to characterize. I think that the events of the world, for example, wars and drugs and
wars and drugs.
But that's true. People who were there, like the people who experienced that, they have a whole completely different mentality.
Yeah, a different worldview.
Yes, than us.
For sure. The time in which you are born really shapes you, the trajectory of your life, your opinions, your perspectives on the world.
And that's why I think as well that we are having so much trouble and so many problems.
Because generations
because of communication between generations, because nowadays is so completely different.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we do always on this show, we bring people together through language because we love all generations except for the boomers. Okay, so just to kind of orient ourselves, a little bit of backstory. Alexia was reading a book, or maybe is still reading a book.
I am.
About Gen Z.
Marketing to Gen Z.
Yeah. Alexia's going to try to get all of the money out of those little Gen Zers. But Alexia's always interested in marketing and psychology and stuff like that. And you started reading about Gen Z, and then you got really interested in generations.
Yes, I always loved this, and I had to admit that I'm still trying to understand our generation, the millennials.
Yes, we are millennials.
Yes, we are so hard to understand and explain as well. That the Gen Z is already here, and I was like, okay, I gotta understand that because they are the future. The oldest age today is 25 years old. They are already buying. They are already...
Wow, 25.
Yes, they are already here.
Okay, so just to clarify things a little bit, Alexia, can you give us a rundown of what are the kind of classic examples of generations and which ones are we going to talk about this week?
Okay, so we have a few, and I chose to start with people who were born in 1910, which is the greatest generation.
Yes, so the greatest generation... That would be the generation that was born in and around the time of World War I, which would be my grandparents.
Actually, no.
My grandparents are right on the edge, right?
Yes, which would be my great-grandparents. The youngest age of the greatest generation would be 96 years old.
Okay, 96 until?
110 years old, which is half of Portugal.
So for all of our older listeners in between the ages of 96 and 110,
I wonder if there is someone. Why not? If there is someone, please send us an email. I would love to see if there is someone.
I don't know if 105-year-olds listen to podcasts.
Maybe a 96 years old, yes.
Maybe. If you're listening, send us a message. Okay, so the first generation we have, the greatest generation, that is more or less 96 to 110-year-olds. That generation is going pretty quick.
Yes. So the next one would be my dad's generation. It's the silent generation. So the youngest age would be 75 years old, which is my dad. And the oldest age would be 90... No, my dad is 74, right?
Yeah. That's
okay,
what I said.
that's
Your
not my
dad's a boomer.
Dad.
Your dad is a boomer.
Yes, my dad is a boomer.
He has all the bad things about a boomer.
Okay.
I hate boomers.
So the silent generation is not my dad, but it's from 75 years old to 95 years old, which is your grandparents.
Right. Well, both my grandparents are 95, so they are, again, right on the border Okay, so the first two we have the greatest generation and the silent generation, both a little bit older. After that, who do we have?
I'm a little bit confused because the silent generation is my dad. My dad was born in 1945. He will turn 75 this year.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
he's silent.
It doesn't really matter on people that are born in the year. I think it's more about the time in which they grew up. And for me, your dad is a boomer.
Okay.
We will talk about boomers. Obviously, I'm just joking.
So the next one is the baby boomer generation.
Okay.
The youngest would be 56 years old and the oldest 74 years old.
Okay. And obviously, I have some strong opinions about boomers.
Your parents.
And I'm just joking. I love the boomers.
Yes, we love them.
Okay. And now we're getting
as
close.
much as they love us.
We're getting closer to our generation.
And now it's Generation X, the baby bust.
Yeah. I think in the U.S. we just call them Gen X. The Gen Xers.
So the youngest will be 41 years old and the oldest 55 years old.
Okay. 41 to 55. Yeah. Don't know too many Gen Xers personally. And then we have...
And then for us, we have the millennials.
Millennials.
Yes.
Everyone is going to talk shit about us, and we are going to take it like champions.
From 26 years old to 40 years old, you guys are the majority who are listening to us right now. So we are all millennials.
Do we know that for a fact?
Well...
We're guessing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. When I think of millennials, I just think of all young people. But it's actually just 26 to 40.
And if you think about it, it's because it's going to get really, really complicated if we try to explain it right now. But inside the millennials, we have three other different.
Okay.
So we are so complicated that we had to split the millennials into 4 or 3 others.
Right.
Yeah, so let's just
We'll have an entire episode
millennials.
just about the millennials. And then last but not least, we have...
the Gen Z.
Gen Z.
Yes. Then Gen Z, the youngest will be 8 years old and the oldest 25 years old.
That's crazy.
Yes. Just as a curiosity, we already have another one after Gen Z.
Okay.
Which
and
is
just
the
really
Gen
quick, Alexia.
Alpha.
Just a curiosity. That is kind of a direct Portuguese translation. I would say I'm just curious or just out of curiosity.
O que eu falei?
Just a curiosity.
Just out of
Só
curiosity.
uma curiosidade.
Gen Alpha. Gen Alpha, the youngest will be 1 year old and the oldest 7 years old.
Crazy.
So they are already here.
They are here. Little aliens.
They are already buying toys and talking about everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing this week. We are going to dive deeply into these different generations, generational differences, and I think we will focus more specifically on our generation, millennials. Probably talk a little bit about the boomers and about the Gen Zers.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which is I'm really, really into now.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to, send us a message on Instagram talking about what generation you are. I think it's something that, at least in the U.S., we talk a lot about this. I don't know how popular it is in Brazil.
To be honest, I started to read more and understand more during my college, my second college, when I was studying brands and branding.
Yeah.
And how to sell to people.
Yeah. Yeah. Generations come up a lot when we talk about marketing and also with just demographics, like politics, when people are thinking about the entire demographics of a nation. We talk about generations a lot.
Okay.
So if you're interested in that kind of thing, come and join us for this weird, strange trip. And if you're not, you should probably still join us because it will be really interesting and you will learn a lot of cool English.
Yes, it will be awesome.
Awesome. Cool. So we will talk to you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Mais um episódio aqui do Inglês Único na Rádio terminou e eu tô aqui para dar meu recadinho do dia. Eu vou ler um depoimento do Ricardo. Ricardo, também é nosso aluno do Sound School. Ele deixou um depoimento muito, muito gentil, que eu quero muito que vocês escutem. Então vamos lá. Já fiz aulas de inglês em várias escolas diferentes. É claro que aprendi muita coisa nesses vários anos de estudo, mas Sound School é uma maneira diferente de aprimorar a pronúncia do inglês, principalmente para alunos que já possuem conhecimento prévio. Geralmente temos aulas de inglês aqui no Brasil com professores brasileiros. Mesmo... Peraí, calma, Ricardo. Tá passando o carro. Pronto. Então vamos lá. Mesmo...
Peraí. Que coisa ridícula. Um carro no parque? Ele estava aqui.
Ele é da manutenção daqui do parque, amor.
Sim, mas isso é perigoso. Pô, pode continuar.
Tá
Desculpa,
bom.
gente.
Vamos lá, Ricardo. Vou voltar a falar sobre você. Mesmo tendo a sorte de ter tido alguns bons professores, nunca tive um foco tão grande na pronúncia como no Sound School. E queira ou não, por melhor que seja o professor de inglês brasileiro, a pronúncia nunca será perfeita como de um professor nativo. O Foster realmente se aperfeiçoou nessa questão de pronúncia e fonética, e ele sempre tenta explicar de uma forma bem didática qual a melhor maneira de pronunciar as frases e palavras. É claro que o estudo de uma língua estrangeira é um aprendizado contínuo, mas as dicas do Sound School são bem precisas. Ainda cometo alguns erros, mas agora consigo perceber os erros que cometo rapidamente e tento melhorar. Recomendo o Sound School para todo mundo, especialmente para alunos que estejam em um nível intermediário e avançado. E é pura verdade. Você que já tem conhecimento, mesmo que básico do inglês, pode se inscrever no Sound School. Nós vamos falar muito sobre pronúncia, fonética, corrigir vocês, saber como melhorar essa fala e fazer com que vocês tenham confiança para, daqui para frente, conseguir falar com um Foster da vida, com os amigos do Foster, com a família do Foster. Então, vale muito a pena. Por exemplo, ontem mesmo eu estava falando com o irlandês do meu lado. Eu acho que eu nunca falei com o irlandês na minha vida e eu estava entendendo tudo que o irlandês estava falando e ele estava me entendendo. Então, isso é muito bom. Isso tudo porque eu faço normalmente aqui Sound School junto com vocês, né, galera? Vocês me veem fazendo Sound School diariamente. Então, é isso. Espero que vocês se inscrevam no Sound School que abre no dia 9 de março. Vai lá no inglesnuecrupodcast.com, deixa o seu e-mail, a gente vai avisar por e-mail, vai avisar por aqui e vai avisar no Instagram, tá? Então é isso. Até o próximo episódio. Um beijo, tchau!